Welcome to the City of North Miami Council meeting. Today is Tuesday, March the 25th, 2014. Let the records reflect that it is 7:15. This evening, we're starting our meeting. Mr. Clerk, roll call, please.
Mayor Thundro.
Here.
Councilwoman Sterrell. Vice Mayor Bieneme.
Here.
Councilwoman Keys.
Here.
Councilman Galvin.
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Let us all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, who will be said by Colton Goodman, interim president of SGA from Johnson & Wells, and the invocation we will remain standing by Pastor Ude Ogali from Redeemed Christian Church of God Victory, Parish of Miami.
Hello, everyone. Just sing bend a little bit. All right. You ready? Here you go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much, Mayor, for the opportunity. And shall we please pray? Our Heavenly Father, we want to commit this meeting into your hands for guidance, for inspiration, even for protection. We pray that our deliberations will be smooth and fruitful. We pray for the mayor, Mayor Thundro, and all her lieutenants, that God will grant them divine leadership skills, particularly the mayor, and this will produce great results not only tonight but always. We pray for blessings, not only for the mayor but also for all the councilmen and women, as well as the staff that work with them, to see that there is progress in the city of North Miami. We also pray for wisdom, focus, resilience for the mayor and her lieutenants as they pursue the vision before them. We pray that their achievements will far exceed the expectations of the people of North Miami and beyond. We pray that the city of North Miami will be a city where things happen, where things work for good, and that there be safety of life and property in our neighborhoods and public institutions. We pray for progress in our children's education as well as in commerce and industry. We conclude by praying for continued unity, accord, honor, and orderliness among the leaders, as well as between these leaders and the citizens. Tonight, let every issue focused upon be of general interest. Thank you, Father, because you have heard our prayer. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Let us also recognize the presence of our Rabbi, Rabbi Jory Lang. Good evening, Rabbi. Welcome. Thank you.
Oh. That was the screen shot. Happy birthday, Rabbi Lang.
And this is a first, the presence of former councilman, Mr. Michael Bland. Mr. Bland, welcome. Thank you. I know today must be a special day. Well, it is indeed special because we are celebrating 2 birthdays today. The one of our own city manager, Mr. Johnson, and also the one of Rabbi Lang. Rabbi, happy birthday to you. You know we love you. Mr. Manager, are there any addition, deletion, or amendments to the agenda?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'd like to add a resolution. This will go under Section 10A. It would be tab F. We've provided a copy to the elected officials respectfully, and is dealing with an item that will be further explained by the city attorney once we get to it.
Tab F, you said?
Yes, we're entering it as tab F1.
What?
What is the addition?
What is the addition?
This is an agreement with the Alita Partners regarding agreement to resolve litigation regarding the soil, that they would not use the soil in the lake, opposed to us filing an appeal. They did send a letter agreeing to that, at which time the city will not move forward with an appeal process.
Can't hear you back there.
This is what the council have directed the city attorney to
That-
prepare?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. All right. Thank you. Any other things?
That would be it.
Thank you. Right now, we're going to go to special presentations. I'm asking councils to join me. Today, it's a very important and special day for us in this city. We are having a lot of people here that we have not seen for so long. And we have almost the police department here. We going to have fun. Let's go. Let's do it. Thank you.
Ladies first.
Ladies first. I know. Let me start by inviting the chair of the Black History Month Committee, Mr. Derek Corker, from Parks and Recreation Manager, along with the members of the committee to come forward, please. The reason they're here this evening, is because I would like to recognize them for the 2014 Black History Month Committee for a job well done in hosting several educational events, entertaining events throughout the month of February. The committee hosted a networking for a cause happy hour event at Johnson & Wales University, which helped raise funds toward the North Miami Education Foundation to establish a scholarship for a high school senior that attends North Miami Senior High School or Alonzo Tracy Morning Senior High School. And I'm proud to announce that a total of $2,514 was raised for this purpose. And I would like to congratulate the North Miami Black History Month Committee for a job well done. Good job, guys. I know a couple of us have had a few drinks that day. We didn't drive it. We did not drive it. Thank you. At this time, I would like to invite the interim chief of police, Mr. Lenny Burgess, to the podium to recognize the Independent School Safety Coalition, followed by the North Miami Police Department's 2014 Law Enforcement Officers Award winners. Aren't we doing great?
All those from North Miami Police Department, if you could come up. Yes, you, Mr. Major Trevor Shen, oversees our motorcycle.
Officer Sherry, come.
Alonzo, Sherry. Ray de Jesus. He's up here. Madam Mayor, I'm going to turn this over to our chief that oversees the Independent School Safety Coalition for the presentation.
Thank you, Chief. Good evening, everyone. The police departments from the city of North Miami and the village of Pinecrest teamed up with the Miami-Dade Schools Police Department and the Archdiocese of Miami to create a model for lockdown and evacuation protocols in public and private schools. We worked together for a year to develop the pilot program as part of the Independent School Safety Coalition. The coalition is part of the In-School Safety Working Group, which came from the Miami-Dade County Joint Roundtable on Youth Safety, headed by Mayor Carlos Jimenez and Miami-Dade Public Schools Superintendent Alberto Carvalho. Police officers and firefighters now have one cohesive plan of action, regardless of whether the school is a private or public education facility. Private schools in both municipalities have developed evacuation plans and adopted lockdown procedures modeled after the Miami-Dade County Public Schools protocols. This model will be introduced to school districts nationwide through national safety and education conferences in the upcoming year. This evening we want to recognize some of our partners, and I'll begin with the City of North Miami. First, Dr. Lumaine Claude. I have a handful of people to run through, so I'll do it quickly if you could hold your applause. Also from North Miami, Major Robert Beige, Sergeant David Rosen, Officer Crystal Corlishan, and Officer Stefan Hippolyte. From the Miami-Dade Schools Police, Chief Ian Moffitt and Major Hector Garcia. From the village of Pinecrest, Detective Alexandra Martinez. We're going to make things even a little more crowded up here. We're going to call up the schools that participated from North Miami and their representatives. Early Childhood Learning Center, Mrs. Natty Modestine, the director, and Miss Rose Philippe. You here? Thank you. From St. James Catholic School, Sister Stephanie and Doreen Roberts. From Temple Beth Moshe, a stranger to everyone, Rabbi Jory Lang, the birthday boy. From Holy Cross, Sherry Mackey, and she has two special guests with her from student government, Nicholas Rogers and Samaria Popoti. From Holy Family Catholic School, Casey McCoy. And last but certainly not least, from Montessori School, Jane Romero. These are all the participants of the Independent School Safety Coalition. Can you squeeze this in, Pat? Hold on, Pat. Wait 1 second. And if you could hold them up for the photo, that'd be great. Thank you. Right here. Thank you. Thank you. You got the second part is the Leo Awards now. That was his thing. Those are recipients of the Leo Awards. Just stay up here.
Okay, this part here is going to be dealing with the law enforcement officers' Leo Awards. It's something that's presented every year. In fact, this case here, there was 8 nominees that we have for North Miami Police Department. And this Leo Award is a gala that was provided on March the 8th. And it's the 14th annual one. Our department competes with about 38 other municipalities. They have 3 different categories. Whether the larger size agency, which is like Miami-Dade County, City of Miami, we're category 2. And out of those 5 categories, we won 3 out of those 5 categories with the Leo Awards. With that being said, the first recognition is going to go to the Law Enforcement Officers Investigative Services Division Award, which was given to Detective Alonzo Reimer. If he could come on up with his lion and the sculptor, number 2. Ever so briefly, he was nominated for his daily efforts and dedication to his assignment. He has closed cases with the arrests of carjackers, armed robbers, and auto thieves. His leadership and investigative skills have been an example to the newer and younger detectives. Congrats, Detective Alonzo Reimer, Double Dog Marine Corps. Secondly, another category was the area dealing with the community policing, and it was awarded to officers Michelle Sherry and James Stewart. Come on up. They were nominated for their creation and direction of programs for teams that include police athletic leagues, peer tutoring programs, summer camps, and educational summer programs to assist students. For the coming school year, they have established a positive partnership between schools and the police. And that same category also was Officer Crystal Coalition, who was also nominated. So we had 2 in the same category for that area. Job well done. And lastly, I'm going to have the Major Trevor Shin, he'll come over here and identify some of the awards that was given to our traffic motorcycle unit, as well as an individual award that was won for the state of Florida.
Our traffic safety unit was a recipient of the 2013 Leo Award for the traffic safety section. Traffic safety award, and their efforts throughout the year in combination of managing the red light camera program and their ongoing efforts with seatbelt safety and DUI enforcement gained them recognition throughout Dade County, and they were the winners of the 2013 Leo Award in that category. So if you would all both come up. We have 2 of our members here today. We're very proud of our safety unit as they their efforts throughout the year help keep our roads safe for the community, but not also all roads, but the way they interact with other agencies. It benefits Dade County and also the Tri-County area as they partner up with other agencies. Recently, one of our members, Officer De Jesus, who's not only an expert in the area of DUI and traffic safety, he is a police motorcycle instructor, and he attended the 2014 Police Motorcycle Challenge in Tallahassee with over 120 law enforcement officers participated in this event. He won first place for Road King Novice.
Top dog. Job well done, guys. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good job, NMPD. This is what we're looking for. Officers that are committed, that loves the city, and that protect our citizens. Thank you so much, all of you, and congratulations again on your winning. As the month of March, everybody knows, is the National Women History Month. I've invited a very talented young lady to perform 2 beautiful pieces in honor of our State Representative Campbell this evening. Sabrina Victor is a 17-year-old AP student at Cooper City High School and is also enrolled in courses at Broward College and the University of Florida. She is the top 3% of her class and favors chemistry, calculus, and American history, and is the current editor of a school newspaper. Sounds like Barack Obama to me. Sabrina has been playing the violin for the past 9 years and has been a member of the Florida Youth Orchestra for the past 4 years. Tonight, she will be performing medley of the Godfather Waltz and Besame Mucho and Vivaldi's Concerto in G minor. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Sabrina Victor. Thank you. This is Miss Sabrina Victor. She's the daughter of our former General Counsel of Haiti, Mr. Guy Victor. Thank you, Mr. Victor. Thank you. Proud of you. As the month of March comes to an end and we celebrate National Women's History Month, let us reflect of the accomplishments and many contributions made by women around the world. These contributions that are fueled by courage and determination have shaped our nation. Women for all walks of life continue to contribute to the fabric of our community by way of entrepreneurship, community service, legislators, CEO, homemakers, and the list goes on. I'm inspired by women that are purposefully driven to not only reach their personal goals, but have a desire to better the community through their talents and hard work, ultimately serving as a catalyst for change. For generations, women have somehow managed the household while leading movements for social, political, and economic integrity, enhance the arts, influence policies, serve in our military, and march for equality. These accomplishments are not without stories of adversity and struggles, yet we stand boldly. We, as women, are the backbone for our men, the role models for our girls, the shapers of our boys, and a beacon of hope for our community. Through tireless work and endless sacrifices, women have greater representation, opportunities, and voice. Yes, we do now. It is especially difficult for women's achievements to be recognized in our male-dominated society. In spite of the barriers systematically placed in their way, women all over the world have achieved great heights. We are going to take a moment to recognize the achievements of Haitian women who are often overlooked just for who they are. We can mention Marie-Jeanne Lamartinière, who brandished her sword along her husband to defend La Crête à Pierrot against the French army. How can we forget the humanism of Claire Heureuse, the emperor's wife, who hid some French citizens under her bed in order to save them from death? The courage of Dédé Basile, known as Défilé, who picked up the emperor's body after he was assassinated when no one else dared to do so. The vision of Madeleine Bouchereau, who launched the feminist movement in Haiti in the 1960s. The ambassadors of our beauty, Claudinette Fouchard, who became La Reine Mondiale du Sucre, and Marjorie Vincent, Miss America 1991. The divas of our music, Lumane Casimir, Martha Jean-Claude, and Emeline Michel. The literary creativity of Marie Chauvet and Edwidge Dantica. The trailblazing efforts of Herta Pascal Trouillot, the first woman Haitian president of Haiti. The political genius of Michaëlle Jean, the Governor General of Canada. Let's not forget of the women in this room tonight who already belong in the history book. For the sake of time, please join me in a warm round of applause of those of us who have achieved greatness by being the backbones of our families, the molders of our society, and our excellence in our particular career or professions. Women, these are just a few accounts of how women have impacted the world as we know it today. Yet, we are still experiencing discrimination in the workplace and earning gaps. We will continue to take every opportunity to highlight the achievements and involvement of women in our history and daily lives. Women's achievements have been possible through hard work, competence, and perseverance. Therefore, we are rightfully celebrate this month. So let us continue to fight for our seat at the table. And this, of course, will lead us for the reason why we're all here tonight. I'm asking council to join me, please, once again. So, the time has come to recognize our special guest this evening, our own State Representative Daphne Campbell. Born Born in Cap Haitian, Haiti State Representative Daphne Durand Campbell, this is the Haitian name, the Durand, RN, was first elected into office in 2010 and subsequently in 2012, representing Florida's District 108. Since elected, Representative Campbell had tirelessly dedicated herself to the betterment of the community of which she proudly serves. She has hosted food distribution, foreclosure workshop, special events to recognize hardworking individuals in this community. Representative Campbell currently serves on the Health Quality Subcommittee, Local and Federal Affairs Committee, and the Judiciary Committee, to name a few. As a devoted member in our State House of Representatives, Campbell has sponsored bills relating to the importance of health and education of her constituents, which earned her the nickname Député Peuple, the People's State Representative. As a wife and mother of 5 children, Representative Campbell still finds the strength and commitment to serve her community. On behalf of the City of North Miami, we recognize your support and dedication to our community. Today, in honor of No Women Nationals History Month, we honor you, State Representative Daphne Campbell. Thank you and continued blessings to you, my friend, my sister, Daphne Campbell. You are the light of this district and this community. And this, State Representative Daphne Campbell, in honor of National Women History Month, Mayor Lucy M. Tondros, March 2014. Madam Blaine, I think you have a couple of words from Mayor Daisy Black. Please come forward.
Even though you're a man, come on. Okay. Mayor Daisy Black from the village of El Portal is herself presiding over a council meeting and was unfortunately unable to attend. But she sent a few words of her own, and she will follow with a letter and an award herself. Dear Representative Campbell, it is with pride and admiration that the village of El Portal joins with the city of North Miami in honoring you as an outstanding woman for your dedication and commitment to all constituents in Miami-Dade County, Florida. We have followed your career as a state representative and observed how you work so very hard to serve and provide the services needed in your district. We wish you much success in your future endeavors and congratulate you on receiving this honor. Best wishes and highest regards, Mayor Daisy Black, City of El Portal.
Thank you.
Can I take a point of personal privilege? I think some of the perhaps little-known aspects of State Representative Campbell's endeavors are very courageous. She has co-sponsored a bill recently to provide in-state tuition for DREAM Act students. She has attempted, as you can see from the recent newspapers, with limited success, to improve the safety of children in DCF custody. And she has, as was mentioned by the mayor, she's sponsored workshops with actual bank participants to provide loan modifications on the spot for those in foreclosure. And I'd like to congratulate you for a job well done.
Thank you, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Come on, you're not happy to see me? Good evening. Good evening. You're not happy for me? Good evening, everyone. Good evening. All right. It's an honor for me to receive this recognition tonight. First, let me say thank you to the Lord, Almighty God, who really been with me since 2010. Secondly, I have to thank my dear husband, loving husband, Hubert Campbell. Stand up a little bit. Let people see who you are. That's my loving husband. Beside my husband, I have a second husband. Charlie, stand up too. That's my second husband. And the third one, I have my little sister here, who always next to me. This is they are my people who always there for me in bad time and good time. And truly, it's an honor. And let me say thank you to all the councils as well. Thank you very much for choosing me. And Mr. Rabbi, I cannot leave you out of this. So I thank all of you for coming here to celebrate with me. I know I work hard in Tallahassee for you, but I'm going to continue working for you. I'm the voice for you. You are the voiceless. Thank you very much again. May God bless.
Can State Representative Campbell's family join for the picture?
And Charlie, please. And Charlie. Charlie, come here.
That concludes our special presentation for tonight. Again, thank you. Do you see the lights? You're late. She said that before we started.
That one in a second. Presentation before we get to you. Yeah, I gotta fix that.
I'll say it again. We didn't, but she didn't vote. She didn't say she was here without a roll call.
You wanted ice cold.
But I'll just clarify.
Mr. Manager? City events, please.
Pam Solomon will be giving our city events.
Good evening, everyone, and to our viewers at home on Nomi TV 77. It gives me great pleasure to share with you a few of our highlights of our upcoming events as we wrap up the month of March and head into April 2014. This Friday is the last Friday of the month, and of course it is Jazz at Mocha, and that is a free concert to the community right here in the Mocha Plaza, right next door to City Hall. The concert is featuring Jesse Fisher and Soul Cycle, a Brooklyn-based pianist and composer who crafts fresh new hybrid sounds. That concert will take place at 8 p.m. And for more information, please visit mocanomi.org or contact MOCA at 305-893-6211. On Saturday, April 5th, we are kicking off the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life North Miami event. That will take place at Griffin Park this year, which is located at 12220 Griffin Boulevard, off of the corner of West Dixie Highway at 123rd Street. Our opening ceremony is at 3 p.m. The survivor walk is at 6 p.m. If you are a cancer survivor, we urge you to log on to the Relay website and register as a cancer survivor. You will be honored at the event, and you will lead us in the survivor walk at 6 p.m. Our website is relayforlife.org/North Miami FL. You can also contact Vanessa Pineda, our American Cancer Society representative, if you would like to register a team or be a sponsor, a business sponsor at this year's event. Please contact Vanessa at 305-779-2877. Teams are encouraged to register if you have family or friends, or if you're affiliated with a social or service organization or club. Please register to be a part of the Relay event. It's really the American Cancer Society's leading initiative to raise funds for cancer research and eradication. And with more than 4 million people in over 20 countries participate in a Relay for Life event each year. So it's really a powerful event. Once again, our North Miami event will take place Saturday, April 5th. It is an overnight event, so we are there until Sunday morning, April 6th. Kickoff with the opening ceremony at 3 p.m., Survivor Walk at 6 p.m., and Luminaria ceremony at 9 p.m. We do have Survivor registration forms and Luminaria order forms in the back of the council chambers this evening. If you would like, you could see any one of our city staff to find out more information, or also register on the website. Also that weekend, on Saturday, April 5th, the Friends of the North Miami Public Library will host their mini book sale. This is their smaller of their annual book sales, but their book sales do raise funds for their ongoing programming at the library, which is free to the community throughout the year. The North Miami Public Library is located at 835 Northeast 132nd Street. The library book sale will be open on Saturday, April 5th from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. and on Sunday, April 6th from 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. And if you would like to support the effort, we are still accepting donations of books, CDs, and DVDs at the library through the end of this week. Our information is also on our website at northmiamifl.gov/celebrate. On Saturday, April 12th, we are hosting our monthly event, the Get in Gear Community Bike Ride. The registration is here in the MOCA Plaza, right next door to City Hall at 8 a.m., and the ride departs at 8:30 sharp. It's an approximately 8 to 10 mile journey through the city of North Miami, escorted by the North Miami Police Department and members of the North Miami Parks and Recreation Department. It's a great opportunity to bring your family out to enjoy a bike ride through the city and to take a start towards a healthier lifestyle through exercise. Helmets are required for participants age 16 and under. So for more information, you can visit our website for the flyer and ongoing dates that the rides are held. A reminder that our offices, our administrative offices, will be closed on Friday, April 18th due to employee furlough. That is Good Friday leading into Easter weekend. So just make a note of that on the calendar. And also another reminder as we round out March, the deadline to register for health plans or enroll in a health coverage plan is March 31st, and that's on healthcare.gov. If you do not have health insurance currently through your employer or through a private health insurance, please register at healthcare.gov. You can also come to North Miami City Hall or the North Miami Public Library, where we have volunteers that will assist you in shopping and enrolling for plans. Once again, the deadline to enroll in health insurance is March 31st, and that all the information is located on healthcare.gov. We also have information on northmiamifl.gov. You will pay a penalty on next year's income taxes if you do not have healthcare coverage. So it's important to realize what the plan options are and shop online for more information. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. And I would like to ask Derek, Manager of Parks and Recreation, to come forward for a second. I think there's something we need to share with the audience, with the public, especially with those who have, since October, took the challenge that we have made to the community when we decided to put this program out. And I know that when I told everybody this is what the goal was, everybody looked at me like, huh. And would you please tell the audience our Walk This Way, how many steps have we reached so far?
Thank you, Mayor. Proud to present the Walk This Way was a goal for 1 million steps. We have totaled in 1,069,450 steps. So we are achieved over our goal, and we're looking to cap off our second round of 1 million steps in May 17th at 8 a.m. We are inviting the public out to get involved with the mayor's initiative of Walk This Way. It's a very good event. We give free pedometers, a T-shirt once you sign up and register. We meet every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and the third Saturday of every month to celebrate our success in our walking. It's been going very well, and the mayor has did an excellent job of being the catalyst for this event. She's out there at all the events, and she's always pushing all of us to eat right and continue great health. So great job, Mayor.
Good job to you too. Thank you. We did it. We did it. We did it, definitely. And I'm so proud of our residents. They have constantly, some of them have been always there, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, always walking. And it's great to see over 200 people have signed up. And it's a common effort. If we did 1 million, we can do 2 million. We did 1 million in 5 months. So within a year, we can reach 2.5 million, I believe. And we have to keep on going. And I'm so proud of the residents of the city of North Miami. Thank you for the faith, and especially thank you for your participation. So proud of you. Thank you. Thank you, Derek. City project, Mr. Manager?
Mayor, we do have the Downtown Action Plan presentation and the first quarter budget update under special presentations, if you'd like for us to go back to that, or the city projects update.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
There's two presentations we missed under special presentations, the Downtown Action Plan and the first quarter budget update.
Okay.
So we'll ask.
I hope they're not too long, because we're a little bit behind.
5
with
minutes
everything.
each.
5 minutes, Mr. Galvin
Yes.
said. Okay.
So we invite Mr. Alex David, the architect from the Corradino Group, followed by one of our developers, Mr. Yoram Ishkar from IMC Group.
Just wanted a quick introduction of our project team for the Mayor and Council. As you recall, last year, in May of 2013, the Mayor and Council adopted a downtown master plan and major corridors plan. As a part of that plan, the recommendation was that the city move forward with establishing a conceptual master plan. So I want to introduce our urban designer that's here, Mr. Alex David with the Corradino Group, just to give an overview of the actual conceptual plan process and to share with you a sneak peek of some of the renderings and the actual drawings that we have in draft form in preparation for a downtown forum that we'll be hosting here in the city on April 10th. So tops 5 minutes, you'll hear from our consultant as to what we've been working on and just a preview of what's to come. Thank you.
Good evening. Again, my name is Alex David with the Corradino Group, and I'm very happy to be here this evening. We're calling this a concept plan, and what we've been tasked with is to focus on the downtown area. Key key elements of the downtown, and specifically the major corridor of downtown, which is 125th Street. What we've kind of branded this project is creating new spaces from old places. You do have a great downtown, you do have buildings there, but what can we do to better this area, make it better to live, work, and play in? And that's the whole goal of what we're doing, and we're kicking this off tonight. The project team is, of course, you and your city staff, very key components of this whole project, because you and your constituents, which are property owners, residents, school children, everyone in the community, we listen and learn from you. We don't tell you what to do. You tell us what your vision is for this community. So you will be guiding this process. But along with me as the consultant, we have our modeling team, landscape architects, and that's Landscape DE, made up of Douglas Thompson and Ebru Ozer. They are a very talented group, and you'll be very impressed with what their product is. As was just stated, you last year accepted a master plan by Keith and Schnars, and that focused on a wider area of the city, not just downtown, but other major corridors. So now we're bringing this. Our project is just to focus on a portion of the downtown area, basically from Northeast 6th to Northeast 9th Avenue, looking at some civic spaces and the actual corridor. So as I said, we're going to develop some concept plans with your input and help for this area. The next step in this process will be a meeting of the Downtown Revitalization Forum, which will be held on April 10th at the Gwen Margolis Center. And at that meeting, the Downtown Action Plan Advisory Committee will be there, along with, this is a public meeting, so we want input. I think it will be a very fun and interesting evening to discuss this portion of downtown North Miami. And again, this is going to be focusing on this will serve as a foundation for public and private space improvements, and it is public and private. It's just not the city. It's there are a lot of private buildings, so they have to be an integral part of this process. And as of today, and as an urban planner, I could state that your comprehensive plan is a great document, up to date, modern. Your land development regulations were also done just a couple of years ago, I guess 3 or 4 years ago. Very current, up to date. So all we're looking for a shovel-ready project, basically, to kick this area off. The next slide just shows the 3 major tasks. Looking at civic spaces in and around the downtown area. And what I mean by that is, just to give you a few examples, the fountain and the plaza at West Dixie and 6th Avenue. Or you have a park south of 125th Street, Griffin Park, but how do you get there? That's a civic space, but how do you get there from 125th Street? It's not a really pleasant walk. How can we make that better? So those are the civic spaces we're talking about. Another part of this is focusing on the buildings and potential buildings from 6th to 9th Avenue. What can we do to redevelop certain area, those buildings, and make them a little bit more better for living, working, and playing? The last component is focusing on this area, which is what we're calling the Civic Center complex. The City Hall, MoCA, the police department, and all the other buildings, and a lot of parking. So what could you do to increase this area and make it more pedestrian friendly and more usable? I'm just going to take you back a couple of months. I know as part of the previous, the Keith and Schnars plan, you looked at some other cities, you toured some other cities, and I just wanted to run through those slides very quickly. Fort Myers, and what I wanted to show you with this slide, and it's the slide of North Miami, the breeze, the walkway right down the street from 125th Street back to the parking lot. It's not a very usable space right now. It's just a walkway. But you visited in Fort Myers. what was an alleyway, and they transformed it into a more pleasant pedestrian walkway with retail adjoining it. Again, you were in Delray Beach, I believe in December. And also Hollywood. This is Young Circle, and it has it's a very heavily used arts and recreation space within the city. And I just wanted to bring this up. Basically, what are the common elements of these plans? All these downtowns started with a vision. Each community, in their own way, started with some planning way back when. To come up with their vision. And I think in each of those cases, all three cities have been very successful. And that's what we wish for the city of North Miami. This is a little more technical, but what this diagram is showing you is the existing condition of downtown North Miami. The blues, single-story buildings, I guess it's a reddish color, are buildings over 2 stories. We're going to be hearing, I believe, from Mr. Cohen about a proposed development. That's in gold. And then also P is for parking. So as you see from this diagram, there's a lot of space that could be utilized a bit better. And then this is just an aerial view of the Civic Center space, the City Hall MoCA, and the Police Department, and the surrounding parking. And this is just another aerial view of this couple blocks, these couple blocks, showing the amount of parking that's government owned that could be better utilized potentially in the future, and that's what we're going to be studying. One of the things in the Keith and Schnarr's master plan was they talked about bump outs to slow traffic, and which also allows opportunities for trees and some shade and other plantings. As you know, traffic along 125th Street moves fairly quickly through downtown. And that kind of dissuades certain businesses from moving in because it's very quick movements. If it was slower, that would probably help a bit. And I've just learned a few days ago that there's a proposal to convert 125th Street from a state to a local road, which means the city would take over the road as the City of Miami did with Brickell Avenue to allow them to maybe slow down traffic and do other improvements. Other parts of this assignment is looking at streetscapes and landscaping, and I just wanted to show you a few examples of crosswalks. They're innovative. They don't have to be the black and white stripes. You could come up with patterns to really relate to the community. And, you know, we are the home of arts, culinary arts, film, and education. So we could think outside of the box for certain areas of the city. But just crosswalks are very inexpensive, but they make a big impact. You know you're in downtown North Miami if you go by one of these crosswalks. And then this is just something, you know, this is part of the concept plan. As you know, this is MoCA, what we're calling the MoCA Plaza. In creating concepts, we will do something like this. And this is just a concept. It's just something to show you what your zoning code and your land development regulations allow right now. Mixed use. This is a couple of stories. You're actually, if you go green or LEED certified in buildings, you could go higher and denser. But your code allows something like this right now. Restaurants on the bottom, retail, and residential above. Again, this is another building we just chose, which is across the street from MoCA Plaza. If it was to be renovated, you could possibly have on the first floor, if you bump out some of the office space inside, put restaurants and cafes overlooking the street, overlooking the plaza. Again, these are just concepts playing with a few buildings that you know, of course, very well. So, and just to wrap up, as I stated, the Downtown Revitalization Forum is on April 10th starting at 6 p.m. at the Gwen Margolis Center. And that will be a public meeting. We as many people as possible, we'd love to have them there to discuss the downtown, part of the downtown area. After that, we're going to take everything, compile the data, compile any sketches, anything that has been done at that event, and report back to you at a later date. We figure in a couple of months, probably in July, we'll issue the final report with plans, sketches, renderings, and other modeling, and a discussion of this product, which will be the final concept plan report. So again, I'm very excited to be a part of this. And again, this is my information, contact information. My phone number is 786-514-0121, and I can be reached at any time by anybody at adavid@corradino.com. And also, for further information, I do have another small business, another planning and zoning consulting firm, and we are about 350 feet that way at 774 126th Street. So I am your neighbor, I am a stakeholder, and I'm very excited about this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And Mayor, and we also have Mr. Cohen. Mr. David made mention of some conceptual plans. He talked about what some buildings could look like. We did contact the IMC group, which is 80% of the owners between 8th and 9th Avenue on 125th Street. He's here tonight to also bring more into reality of what they're willing to do. So I asked him to come up. Mayor, you directed us with council to come up with a downtown plan. We reached out to owners. These owners are very excited to really put what we want to do into reality. So if Mr. Cohen can take a few minutes to present what IMC Group is willing to do on 125th Street between 8th and 9th Avenue, right next door.
Thank you very much. Madam Mayor, members of the council, thank you for my opportunity to be here in front of you. I am an architect. I represent the IMD Group, as was mentioned earlier. They own the property both on the north and south sides of Northeast 125th Street presently. As part of the city's urban development program, we have been meeting for the last couple of months with staff and members of the city to discuss possibilities and ways that we could venture with the city and seeing this come to a fruitful apparition. And I was asked to just come and make a quick presentation to you about our concept. I wanted to just mention that Mr. Isaac, who is the principal of the IMD Group, unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, and he apologizes for not being here. The concept that we had... Tonight? Excuse me?
Is your babysitting tonight? I know
he may be. He mentioned his grandfather. He's a grandfather, so you have to understand when it comes to grandchildren, then you have your priorities. But in any event, we have been talking about proposing approximately 256 total apartments as a combination of both the north and south sides of 125th Street. And the way to accomplish this is to piggyback and straddle the existing one-story retail buildings that are there and allow them to exist as retail structures, and then have the apartments up above. And with that in mind, I just wanted to show you some very quick conceptual drawings just to give you an idea of what we're thinking about.
Tanya, if you can come up and hold these.
That's all right.
So
I think I can just hold it up.
Upside down.
The camera can zoom in
upside
on
down.
it.
Oh.
And the camera can zoom.
Doesn't help when it's upside down.
The camera will zoom in on it, Mr. Cohen.
Okay. Thank you. Again, conceptual concept of 4 stories of apartments over the ground floor of retail, allowing the retail uses to be user-friendly for pedestrian uses.
Tanya, turn this
Okay.
way. Face the public so that the camera can zoom in.
Tanya, come in the middle. Tanya, come in the middle.
Okay.
Scoot over in the middle. They'll get you. Scoot over.
Paging Vanna White.
these buildings represent approximately 176 apartments on the north side and 80 apartments on the south side. It will also encompass a parking garage that can be joint ventured and shared use for both public and private parking, and will again involve pedestrian areas on the ground, so that we can, by putting in a garage, we can open up more area on the ground for plazas and uses that will invite the public in. I wanted to just mention quickly about Mr. Isaac and his background. IMD Group is a major developer of properties all through South Florida. They've gone in and taken over many failed projects and completely redeveloped them to make them a very viable commercial success. I would invite anyone here, if they haven't been there, to go by the Lauderhill Mall on 441, and you can see what can be done with a project that had been sitting for quite a while and not being able to accomplish anything. Mr. Isaac is a doer. He's prepared to move forward with these projects and immediately, and as long as we can sit down and work with the city and whatever their needs are and requirements are, I'm here to assure you on the name of Mr. Isaac that he's ready to go ahead. So I won't hold you up any longer. I know you've got a very tough agenda tonight, and I thank you for the opportunity of talking to you.
Thank you. We're looking forward to see more presentation as we're moving along with this. And let me ask you this: how long would it take for you to go on the first phase?
Well, I think I would guess about a year. What we would like is that we could start a one-story building right now on the south side. There is room for a smaller one-story building that we have already talked to a restaurant user who's prepared to go in there and develop it as part of this program where we can have outdoor seating and outdoor restaurant and food to be served. So our hope is that building we can start immediately, maybe within the next couple of months. That in itself is not a mixed-use development, and we don't necessarily have to go through the same procedures that we would under the mixed use. But my guess is if the city is ready to move forward and we're ready to move forward, we could possibly get this underway within a year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, may I ask through you to the manager that somebody follow up with me tomorrow about all of this, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
That would be it for that presentation. The final one would be through Mr. Sori, who will be providing our first quarter budget report very briefly.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Arthur Sori. This is the first quarter budget presentation. We've been mandated by our auditors that we should do quarterly updates. So this is the first quarterly update. The update, there's nothing wrong. I'll go through it pretty quickly. There's nothing wrong, but just a couple areas to point out during the presentation. I'll cover general fund revenues, general fund expenditures, and a brief recap, and we'll actually give a recap on our employee retirement incentive plan that we did earlier in the year for the general fund employees. First, we have our general fund revenue, and right now you'll see we're at 28%. For the first quarter, we should be at 24%, but we're at 28% of revenues have come in. 25, I'm sorry, but we're at 28% right now. And I'll go into detail for each one now. For taxes, so far we've collected 78% for ad valorem taxes. Our general sales and use tax, we're at 9%. This is normal. We normally get the majority of this money in the second quarter of the fiscal year. and that's your local option gas tax money. Next, we have franchise fees. We're at 7%. Again, this is another one that comes in the second quarter. This is from FP&L, City Gas, People Gas, and the bus benches throughout the city. The next one, utility service taxes. We're at 23%. This is FP&L, natural gas, Sun Gas, and Farrell Gas. Again, we're at 23%. And communication service tax, we're at 8%. And again, this is one that comes in the second quarter. This includes all telecommunications, video, direct-to-home, satellite, and related services. So total for taxes, we're at 55% right now. Licenses and permits. We have occupational license, and people renew their licenses at the beginning of the year, so we're at 80% right now collected. Building permits, we're right at 24%. And other licenses and permits fees, this is the MediaNet money, the money we get for the billboards, and we're at 17%. So total licenses and permits is 34% at the moment. Intergovernmental revenue, these are our grants. I know you'll see the first two, federal grants and state grants, are at 0%. We moved, as a recommendation from the auditors, to move the grants into their own fund, to take them out of the general fund. For reconciliation purposes, it's easier for the auditors to see everything we've done with our grant money, but we still do have our grants. We have our FDOT grant, impaired driving, $120,000, our VOCA grant for $52,000, bulletproof vest grant, $9,200, and state aid library for $24,000. So those are still in place. They're just located in another fund. We have our state shared revenues. This is half-cent sales tax in the amount of 3.6 and state revenue sharing 1.8, and that's at 24% right now. And then we have our shared revenues from local units. That's the occupational license for Dade County contractors. We're at 24%. Charges for services. Right now, we're doing very well for charges for services. We're at 43%. This includes the city clerk's passport applications, which are doing very well this year. We have our hardest hit program fees, zoning compliance review fees, and minimum housing review fees. Also, we have public safety, which is next. This includes our burglar alarm fees, the San Souci Guard Gate revenue, and miscellaneous police revenue. Physical environment, that's our sanitation fees that we collect, and that's at 23%. It's important for sanitation, our sanitation bills as part of the utility bill, so that's at 23%, so that tells you automatically our utility bills are actually at 23% for all money coming in. Then we have culture and recreation. These are swimming pool revenues, tennis, summer camps, facility rentals, and stadium rentals at 20%. We're at 25% for charges for services. Fines and forfeits, judgment and fines, that's the Code Lien Amnesty Program at 11%. Library fines, 28%. Then our regular code fines, and we're at 41% with that so far. And other fines and forfeits at 15%. We have our miscellaneous revenues, interest and earnings at 4%. Rents and royalties, we're only at 2%, but this is the money we get from 151 at Biscayne, $240,000, to $319,000 for the bifurcated land, well, $100,000 for the bifurcated land lease. And then we also have an entry that'll be made later in the year of the $1.5 million, which is the lease money that we got up front for Biscayne Landing. So that's in good shape. Contribution and donations, that's the Home Depot settlement and the third-party maintenance agreement from Biscayne Landing, which will receive $125,000 from them later in the year. And miscellaneous revenues is our take-home vehicles and other and insurance and recovery and other miscellaneous revenues.
Just want to add, we did collect $500,000 in royalties from the 151 Biscayne, but it was not in the first quarter.
Okay.
This is a comparison to where we were last year at the same point. So you'll see we're at 28% now. Last year, we're at 18%, and we did fine last year, so we're looking at another good year this year. General fund expenditures. This just goes down and goes through all the departments. And I know you'll see a lot of them which are over the 25%. However, at the beginning of the year, we encumber all of our funds for services that we have out. We do the POs, all special projects are done earlier in the year. And also, some of this is for some of the payouts that we did have during the ERIP. So we're at 34%, but we're in very good shape right now, considering. That's it for the general fund, the revenues and expenditures. Now I'll briefly go over the Early Retirement Incentive Plan, the ERIP. We had 48 people total that took the ERIP. Total payout for the 48 people, $2.1 million. The first column, which we'll concentrate on, is the general fund. All the other funds, water and sewer, stormwater, fleet, risk management, you'll see in your third column, reserved for compensated absences. By law, we're mandated to budget in those other funds the entire amount, the liability amount, which is everybody's sick and vacation payout. So those funds were budgeted in whole, so we'll see no effect from those from the ERIP. The general fund, we did budget $200,000 towards these specific vacation payout. And this chart goes down and we explain the total ERIP payout for the general fund was $1.3 million. So between that and the salaries, which were actually budgeted, we had a remaining amount of $658,000 to spend on staff for the remainder of the year. Now, throughout the year, throughout our reorganization and everything, we've only hired in the general, well, total, out of the 48 people, we've only hired 11 full-time personnel at this point. And the rest have been contract employees. And I will show you, right now with this slide, it shows the financial impact of the ERIP. To date, we've saved, because salaries are lower and we don't have as many full-time bodies, to date we saved $211,000 since the initiation of the ERIP. Our projections right now, we estimate we're going to save $603,000 from the ERIP. And that's our projections right now. Of course, things will change as the manager sees fit and we do bring people on. But our initial was, we figured we were going to save $500,000. We're $100,000 ahead of where we anticipated we would be. And that's it, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Manager, let me ask you, anybody else has any questions? Sure. You do? Go ahead, Mr. Galvin.
Thank you. I've looked at the CAFR and the audit presentation as submitted by Harvey Covington in the past. I'm glad to see that we've separated out our grant funding so that there's no commingling of those funds. That's something they suggested 2 consecutive years. I'm glad to see we've done that now. They have suggested, their recommendation is that the council get a financial statement of what the city's bottom line is. Financial statement might include balance sheets, income statements, details of our cash flow. This is a nice summary. I think we should have something more detailed that talks about all of those things that go into a financial statement. I work for a nonprofit organization. Our budget is a small fraction of what the city's budget is. We have to make a very detailed financial statement to our board so our board knows what's happening here. I would like us to follow our auditor's recommendation that we have a detailed monthly financial statement in addition to the quarterly budget summary presentation that we're having tonight. Also for you, Mr. Manager, we had a small committee of people who worked to balance our books over the last several months. 3 part-time, 1 full-time people who came in to keep track of our financial records. We hadn't done that for quite some time due to a variety of reasons. Margaret Miller was the person who oversaw that team effort. She put together a draft report in December. We're now in March. And I'd like to see her final summary of what her team found in poring over our books to sort of check what was going out versus our bank statements and all of that. So if we could get a final report for council, I think that would be a wonderful thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thanks. Any other comments, questions? Mr. Manager, I would like for you to explain, because I am glad that the former Councilman Despinos is here. I don't think he understood the concept of the EREPT. I would like for you to go in detail, take a couple of minutes, to explain it to him, because I overheard him on the radio saying that we fired people, we forced them to get out. I would like for you to explain it to him so that he does not repeat things that he does not understand very well. Explain the EREPT concept to the audience, and especially to Mr. Despinos that is here tonight.
The purpose of the early retirement incentive plan, if you can also note that projectedly, I just want to add, we do have that item for the police tonight. It was intended for all of them to be together. So what you see as a projected savings is only reflective of the general employees. That number will come down slightly, pending on the one for tonight. The purpose of the early retirement incentive plan is a strategy used by a lot of cities, especially during the last few years, to address the situation where the employees were absorbing a large amount of the general fund. When I started as city manager, we were at 67%. We're now down to 51%, and we really want to get it to around 45%. So what we do is we look at employees and we offer them an opportunity to retire early. If it's a voluntary program, they retire early. They're not forced to. The unions get involved. The employees have to vote on whether or not they want to accept this benefit as a union. All unions voted to accept the benefit. The employees will look at themselves financially, and they will make a decision if they want to retire early. Some of them that take the plan to retire early, they do take a penalty, but they evaluate themselves financially individually, and they make that decision. What that does is we have employees always with succession planning. Most of our employees are cross-trained, so that if someone above them who has a lot of tenure they do decide to leave, they're able to step in, and the job is able to continue without diminishing services. On the other end, once those employees leave, it does alleviate some pressure on the budget by replacing those employees with entry-level positions, and so it lowers the amount that you're paying. In some
with
cases,
more qualifications, you have to say entry-level position with more qualifications.
I have to say that most of our new employees, we're looking at people that the market is out there. A lot of people have been coming in with master's degrees, four-year degrees, very capable, and we're seeing that. In some cases, we have consolidated departments so that that worked effectively. Instead of having two groups of individuals doing things, we consolidated those in areas where they would work more proficiently. So overall, as it is projected, you saw a $603,000 savings to the general revenue. Again, that number will come down slightly because it did not incorporate the police into that.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you speak.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, member of the council. Mr. Manager, I don't need no explanation. I know exactly what you did, and I stand behind what I said, Mrs. Mayor.
Okay, thank you.
I stand behind it, and
Thank
Mr.
you.
Manager, no, because this don't need here. I can sit down with him, but I do know what's going on. but I wasn't expect you to go there. But since you're there, thank you. Very nice to recognize me. I do speak with some staff who get some nice juicy package because let me not go there. We'll talk.
Anytime, Mr. Despinas. Anytime. We can go anywhere, everywhere, anytime. Thank you, Mr. Sore. Citizens Forum is open. Do we have any other presentation? Thank you. Citizens Forum is now open.
Mayor, would you like the city projects?
We have projects?
Yeah, just a few, just to give you an update. Ms. Tanya Sejour and...
Can we make it really quick?
Quick?
It's
Really
almost
quick.
9 and we haven't even started the agenda yet.
Right.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, fellow council. I'm going to be real quick. I just want to go over one particular capital project in the city that's near and dear to everybody's heart. I think up there is the sidewalk issue that we have throughout the entire city. Basically, the scope of this project is basically going to be to repair damaged sidewalks throughout the city and also do installation of new sidewalks. So what I did was I basically went to every district in the city, looked at different areas that needed repairs of sidewalks. In the past, we did repairs, but we still don't have the necessary funding to fix all the sidewalks. So this is something that we really need to address eventually. I took a few pictures, so I'm just going to talk about a few of them real quick. As you can see, we have a lot of trees in the city, so we have the issue with tree roots lifting sidewalks. This particular picture was taken on Northeast 8th Avenue and Northeast 122nd Street. We also have an issue where you have certain areas where there's sidewalk, but they were discontinued for whatever reason. As you see, the red arrow points to a sidewalk that basically stops at somebody's property. This was taken at Northeast 8th Avenue and Northeast 123rd Street. This particular one here, you see the gentleman standing under a tree. There's no sidewalk there on both sides of the street. Also here in front of this particular property, no sidewalks. Also, what we've done in Public Works, in certain areas where we can't actually do the repairs, we've done something called a milling process where we kind of grind down the lifted portion of the sidewalk, and that's what the red arrow is pointing to. I looked at one of the parks in our city. This is Oleander Park, and around this park, I noticed people frequently walk around this park, but it's no sidewalks basically outside of this fence area. So I kind of drew like a red line, just, things, as you see two residents there walking in the street versus having a sidewalk to kind of like exercise and walk around. There's also a gentleman in the park that's exercising, so that's another thing that, like I said, if, we can add some sidewalks, do some new installations and repairs, that'll help out tremendously. Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Sejour, as Tanya's going to end, we just want to give you a final update on the $1 million roofing program that was passed by Mayor and Council. This was a $1 million project.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Tanya Wilson Sejour with the Community Planning and Development Department. This is just to provide feedback to the council based on the $1 million allocation that was issued for the North Miami Roof Rehab and Replacement Program. I think it's a success story that the city should be proud of in terms of the number of families that were able to gain assistance through the provision of these funds. I know the time is late, so I'll be brief in my presentation, mainly just to highlight some of the success stories. The $1 million was allocated last year. In terms of the program, guidelines were established at the same time that required that funding be only provided to homeowners earning less than 80% of the area median income. The priority that was given as a part of the adopted guidelines is that the elderly and the disabled be given priority in terms of funding for the program. The program funds were provided as a deferred payment loan, and it's forgivable after 7 years. The award was up to $15,000 per household, and any amount that exceeded that would require council approval. To date, all the funds have been expended or encumbered, and we're happy to report that over 60 families received funding through the program. So I'm going to provide examples of pictures from the field itself. This is an example of before and after for the roof repair and replacement. And you'll see that there's a variety of roof types. We had some shingle roofs, some were barrel tile roofs. I have a finished flat roof there as an example. I have a shingle roof example, single family home. And this map on the final slide just really gives you a cross-section of where the homes were, the homes that receive actual roof replacement or repair. And you can see the impact is across the entire city. So we thank the council again for the provision of those funds. For the families that received it, it made a difference in the quality of life. It added equity to these properties. And of course, for North Miami, it's an important thing to raise the value of the properties, increase even the tax base of the properties, revenue to the city. And of course, for security for the homeowners that were in those properties. So we thank the council again.
Thank you. That's it. As we... the presentation that he just made regarding all the necessity of the cities, and I think there's an item on the agenda that I have put for discussion for the reallocation of $1.5 million, table L. We're going to table it for today because we need to add more funds to it so we can distribute it equally throughout the city since we have had that presentation. Okay. Thank you. Citizen Forum is open now.